Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing well. So in today's video, as you can tell from the title, I'll be showing you guys how I achieve a braid out. And if you are interested to see how I do my braid out, you can just continue to watch. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe as well. So I'll be starting off on freshly washed hair. Basically what I'll be doing now is putting back some water into my hair because I had it in my little towel thingy, so most of the water is already dried out of my hair. So I'm just putting back some water into my hair. Then I'll be using one of my favorite leave-in conditioners by Creme of Nature and just putting that into my hair and working it in. I highly recommend you put your leave-in conditioners in while you're in the shower. So first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the sections in my hair. I want to put 5 sections in my hair, and also I want to have a side part. So I did a poll on Instagram asking my followers which parting did they think would best fit for the style, and they voted for a side part. So I'll be making my side part first and then separating the rest of my hair in 2. So this is me doing the side part, and then I'll just go down the middle the rest of my hair and make it into 2 sections. So after I do that, I'll just take out the piece that I want at the front. So this is going to be my front piece with the side part. So I'm just going to take that part out and then put it in a twist to separate it from the rest of the hair. And then for the rest of the hair, what I'll be doing is making each of the other 2 sections in 2. So each of the other 2 sections will be in 2 halves. So in total, I'll end up having 5 sections in my hair. So starting off with the back, each back section I'll be putting in 2 halves and using it to make 4 braids. So what I did first was to put some water back into that section because you get a better definition when the hair is somewhat wet. So I'll do that first and then detangle this section, and then what I'll do is separate it into 2. Because the 2 back sections that I have, I'll be putting 4 braids in each because I'm working with medium-sized braids. Because of the length and thickness of my hair, that size best suits me. I recommend that if you have shorter hair than mine, that you do smaller sections to get a better defined look. So I'll just put that first piece in 2, and that is the size of one of my braids. So first I'll just detangle with my white tooth comb and then go in with my tangle teaser. You can use your Denman brush if you so please. And then I'll be using this Main Choice Exotic Kool-Aid Jello to do my braid out. So starting from the ends, I apply it to the ends of my hair and work it up as usual. And then I go back in with my tangle teaser to separate the strands. Now this product says you should use it sparingly, but you know your hair best, and based on how the product feels on your hair, you decide the amount that you want to use. So once I apply it into my hair, I'll just go back in with my tangle teaser and detangle it again to make sure that there are no knots and no tangles in the hair. So to braid the hair, what I do, I try to separate the hair into 3 equal strands, and you want to try and get the strands as equal as possible so that you can avoid borrowing from each section. So if you don't borrow from each section, then you'll have a better defined look, especially when you're taking down the hair. So next I'm just going to braid it up after I separate them into 3 strands. You just take your time and you braid your hair as neatly and as tightly as you can and just work your way down. Now I'm not necessarily going to be a tutorial person to tell you how to braid your hair, but that's just how I do mine. And once I reach a portion of the braid, I just stop and then detangle again those end sections there, because I want to make sure that my entire braid, when I'm taking it down, is smooth and the takedown process would be easier as well. So once I detangle that part, I just continue to braid all the way down to the ends. And when I get to the ends, I'm going to show you guys what I do so that your ends look really defined when you're taking your braids down. So after you get to that little piece at the end, you braid till you can't braid anymore, and there's that little piece that is left. All you're going to do is take some more of your product and put it at the end of the braid, and you're going to make a coil at the end of your braid. So you just coil that section around, and you have a nice moisturized coiled end there, and that completes one braid. So I'm going to show you guys again what I do. So first I just detangle the section for the braid. After doing that, I apply the product from the ends and work up to the roots of my hair, and then detangle it again once I apply the product, so that I have a nice smooth section to braid. And look at the definition that the product gives. So after I put it in, I just separate the hair into 3 equal strands, or as equal as I can get them, and start doing my braid. Now I've had this product for a while, but I've been sleeping on it, and I decided to use it to do this braid out, and I was not disappointed. It really defines my hair. As you can see, my coils are popping in this video after I apply the product. So once I braid down to a section of my hair, I just stop and then use my tangle teaser again to detangle that part before I continue braiding. Then I just continue to braid all the way down until I can't braid anymore. And once I get to that little tiny piece at the end that can't be braided anymore, you just use some more of the product and coil those ends to get it nice and moisturized to complete that braid. Okay, so now I'm just gonna speed through doing the rest of my hair, braiding the rest of my hair, and I do the same exact thing for each braid, so you guys can just watch as I complete putting in all my braids. Okay, so this is my hair after I'm through putting in all the braids. In total, I have 23 braids in my hair. So that's 4 in each section at the back. There were 2 sections at the back, so there's 4 in each and 5 in the other 3 sections. And that is what the back is looking like. So I'm just gonna allow this to get dry, and I'll come back to you guys once that is dry. So this is 2 days later. 2 days later, I just wanted to make sure that my hair was fully dried, because one of the biggest mistakes of braid out is not allowing your hair to completely dry. So this is me 2 days later. My hair is fully dried, and now it's time to do the takedown process. So first, I'm just gonna use my hair oil and apply that to my scalp. This is the one that I like to use. You can use yours of your choice. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I use the wild growth hair oil. It's really up to you. So after I apply that, I just moisturize it into my scalp, and I'm also going to be using this hair oil and putting it on my fingertips to help me with the takedown process. So I'll be going section by section. The same way my hair was in sections, I'll be doing each section at a time. So first I'll start off with the 4 that I did in the back and continue working in each section. So once you have your oil on your fingers, you just want to uncoil the end that you did there and just take your time and find your 3 strands that you did your braid in. Now, if your braid was done very well, you can easily just pull the hair and all the strands separate themselves. But for me, I prefer to manually undo the braid and just go in the opposite direction that I braided the hair. So once I find my 3 strands, I just take my time and go up in the opposite direction that I braided, and that basically helps me to have a good takedown and a defined look once I am through. So as you see there, once you find your 3 sections and you find the rhythm of the hair, it shouldn't be an issue to take down the braids. And the detangling of the hair really does help, to prevent any form of knots or coils once you're taking down your hair. So that is 1 braid taken down, and this is what it looks like. It is well defined. This product really does agree with my hair, and I think it does a good job in holding the hair and giving it a firm hold, and makes my braid out last for more than 3 days or a little over 3 days. So I'm gonna continue doing that. So for each section, I just re-oil my fingers for each section. I didn't do it for each braid. I just re-oil my fingers for each section. So again, I just continue to unravel in the opposite direction that I braided, so that my braids come out looking nice and there are no tangles or any ruffles or frizz when I'm taking down the hair. So I'm just going to continue doing that to take down all of the hair, and I'll show you guys what I do once I am ready to separate the braids. Okay, so that's all the braids that I've taken down, and this is what the hair looks like once I take down everything. I think it's really defined. The product works really well in my hair. I cannot stress that enough. So to separate the braids now, what I do, I oil my fingers again to help to prevent frizz when I'm taking them down. And starting from the back to separate, once you feel the braids, you can basically feel sections of the hair that are already separating. So I strongly recommend that you work with those sections to separate your hair, because you get less frizz when you're taking it down, and it makes the process very easy. So each of my braids, or each part of the braids that I feel, I basically separate them in two based on how the hair feels when I'm separating. So once I feel a part of it already detaching from itself, I just use that section to separate. And once you do that, then everything should come out really defined and looking really well. So I'm going to continue doing that, going through my entire head of hair and feeling what I want to separate and what doesn't want to separate. I leave it alone. So I continue doing that throughout my entire head of hair. And once you're at the top, you try not to separate too much when you're at the top of your hair, because you want most of the definition to remain at the top of your hair. So you try to separate as minimal as you can. So once I'm through separating, I just go in with my edge control and try to sleek down my edges. Once I do that, I'll just use a kerchief to try and secure those edges, because to me a kerchief gives a better finish after you take it off with your edge control. I don't know if it's me or what, but kerchief to me just kind of sucks the moisture out of the edge control to give it that steady, sleek look, dry look. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't know, you decide. So I just use the kerchief and I use that to secure my edges first, and then now I'm just going to stretch my hair, because stretching the hair to me gives it more body, gives it more life, and gives me a more type of look, you know. So using some heat protectant spray on my roots, I just do that and use the tension method with the blow dryer to stretch my roots, just the roots. So once I stretch each section, I basically use a headband and secure that to try to maintain the stretch until I am through stretching my entire hair. Now when you're at the top, you do not want to use the dryer too much. As I said before, you're trying to keep most of the definition at the top of your hair, so you try to keep the stretching to a minimal as well when you get to the top of your hair. Alright, so that's all the sections, and I have 5 of them just the same way my hair was separated, and I'm gonna come back and show you guys the finished look right now. And there you have it. Hair is fluffy, hair is bouncy. That is the completed look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm just gonna go in now with my wide tooth comb to try and pick my roots to give my hair a little more fluff. So that basically completes the look and the steps that I do to achieve my braid out. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you do, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let me know what products you use to achieve your braid out and what products you would want me to try as well. And that is a close-up of my hair, and I'm also going to show you guys what the back is looking like. So once again, I just want to tell you guys thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed this video. And if you do this style, just tag me on Instagram and show me your finished look. And until then guys, I'll see you in my next video.